What's up, Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while. It's actually been 1 month since I last updated on video, but now it's time again. A few things has happened during this month that has passed, and I have been constantly or tried to work as much as possible on the car, and we are so close to a first startup right now. So let me show you what I have done during this last month. So if we just start from the front, everything is assembled, and I have done a lot of extension of some wiring. So now we got the wiring for these pressure sensors are done. I have rerouted a few wires. Everything is connected right here. Just needs to do it a little bit cleaner once we are firing this thing up. I have installed all the fuel lines. So we have AM6 PTFE fuel lines from the fuel rail all the way back to the tank. What else has been done? I have installed the cooler for steering servo cooler, and I have also added the oil cooler, so it sits real sturdy on the subframe. It's screwed in, but the placement might not be the best, but I couldn't find another spot where it will not be in the way and not be like a disturbance, because I want to have this nice looking front mounted intercooler without anything in front of it. Otherwise I have seen people do the oil cooler in front, and originally the oil cooler sits down below, but this was the way I did it. Sits real sturdy. And I have also installed the external fuel filter, which has been rerouted. So when I'm changing the filter and oil, it will be easy accessible. And the left corner in the front. So the cool thing right here is that everything is connected and intact. The only thing that needs to be connected is the battery, which we have placed in the rear of the car, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But starting from the front, everything here is completed. Once I'm done with the work in the rear, I'm gonna go and buy some piping. Then we are going to make a 3-inch downpipe and build a complete exhaust. Then it will be time to fill up some oil, fill up some coolant, and do the first startup. And I'm so nervous about the first startup, because this has been longer than a year in the making, and so much things have changed along the way. And yeah, usually you do new pistons, then you start up the car, or a new turbo setup and then you start the car. But this is everything has changed, so we will see. But as I said, in the front it's pretty much done. And just a few days ago I removed the ECU, read out the file and sent it over to my buddy Launch Jewel Racing, which does the best tunes there is for these cars. A true master of the Trionic system. So it will be very interesting to see what we could do with this setup right here. And I'm beyond excited for everything. So connect the battery and build a downpipe, then the exhaust. Then we are done in the front. For the interior, everything is done when it comes to do a first startup. Everything sits where it sits. The shifter, the steering, everything is in place. So of course there are some minor details that I will fix later on, but that won't affect a first startup, which should be coming really soon. But the big work, here you can see the fuel lines. I've tucked them to the side while I've been working on the trunk, and you can see right here now everything is yellow because it's an epoxy primer, so the new sheet metal won't, so that it won't rust straight away. But I have done so much work. This is something that I started with right after the latest update, and this is to get the fuel tank in. Usually you have the spare tire here and stuff like that, but I need to raise this side and keep this side flat. So I have done so much work, and what's now to see is that there are no more holes in the car. Like here there were missing holes, they were rusted and cut out and etc. And here I have made a battery tray, so the battery won't go anywhere because this is fully welded in. The base plate is a 5mm sheet metal plate, and it will be held down by two M12 bolts, so it's above the requirement what's needed to go onto track. And I got welded in this reinforcement bar between the strut towers, so now we have a strut base in the front and a real sturdy one in the rear. And this is also a little bit of a precaution, because we will have the battery in the trunk, and the fuel tank, of course, it shouldn't leak anything. The tank is sealed by itself as it is. And you can see all these ventilation lines that goes. So if everything is installed and working properly, there should be no gas fumes from the fuel pump. But still, to just be extra safe, because you do not want to mix the exhaust gases and the fumes with the battery if an ignition will be possible when you remove the negative or the positive. So just to be safe, so all of this has been welded and everything has been seam sealed underneath with the body, I don't know what you call it, body sealer. So everything, so there will be not leaking anything in here. And I have also done the mounts for the straps or the tank bands that will hold up the tank. They are prepared as well. So yeah, this is quite an build. So just to show you something, I have not filmed anything, but I will show you a little montage of pictures what has went into doing this work. quite some work to get to this point right here. And above here there will be a lid to seal off everything so I can still access the fuel pump. So I think this turned out really great. It's a real solid build, to say the least. And it puts some extra weight into the trunk, but I don't really mind. So that's it for now. The only thing that's needed right now, I need this seam sealer to cure a little bit. Then all of this will be painted black. Then I will put in the battery and route the battery lines from the trunk and to the front. And I have got the thickest battery line that I could find, because I've heard that there could be some losses when you put the battery in the trunk, and it should deliver the power to the front. So try to make that as correct as possible. But yeah, that's the update for now. We are very, very, very close to starting this beast up and see what it could do. And I just hope and pray that everything goes really smooth with the startup. But pray for the best. But of course, something usually like leaks or doesn't work 100%, smaller adjustments, that is things you could live with. But it would just be so amazing to do the first startup finally. So a special shout out goes to my beautiful and wonderful wife that is letting me doing all of this, putting in the hours, because it's pretty crazy. And also to my kids, family. It's just so much work done to this car. And just recently I told my neighbor that this car won't be for sale because I have put in so many hours. But you never know when it comes to me. Things are usually for sale for the right price, but this should be a keeper at least. And it will be premiering at the Saab festival next year. I hope I will be able to drive it there and then drive on Ring, etc. So hopefully we have a lot of time to dial in all the things that would happen. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.